Aloha, this is Dr. Martina and welcome. In the United States, we talk a lot about sex. There's plenty of podcasts and YouTube videos and articles online and in magazines, and that talks about sex. And I'm definitely guilty of that, as you know. It's because it's been my life's work to help people with sexual challenges, and it's also my passion of mine to experience my sexuality the way I really can and want to. So my question is, why aren't more people having sex? And I think could be all kinds of reasons for that. As a society as a whole, I think we have lost the capacity to connect, especially in the last 5 to 10 years. And we don't know how to approach someone that we have a sexual or romantic interest. And we also don't know how to say yes to someone that is pursuing us. So there's all kinds of reasons, I think, why are people not having sex. But the top reason for me is sexual shame. And if we don't talk about sexual shame, it will remain in our psyche and it will rule how we pursue our true sexual desires. And that is what this video is about. First, let me give you the definition of shame. Shame is a feeling of embarrassment or humiliation that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper. That's the definition of shame. And here's the secret and the magic about sexual shame is that shame loses its power when the person who is infected with it verbalizes it. Shame lets go of the grip it has on the person's perception that something is wrong with them when they talk about it. So we have to talk about it. And every one of us feels some form of shame when it comes to our sexuality, and that is because our sexuality as a whole was squeezed or is being squeezed currently and has been, and unfortunately most likely will be in the future, squeezed into a very tight box of what's acceptable to society and what is not, and how we should express our how we have to express our sexual desires. And that just doesn't work. You just can't fit all the various sexual desires and expressions that we have and creativity that we have into one box. Our, history has proven that doesn't work. Our sexuality is way too powerful and too unique for that. But if you don't talk about it, then you will live with the shame. Some people live with it for the rest of their lives. Some people keep their faithful love a secret because they feel shame about the fact that they are of a specific background, that they have a specific age that they're attracted to, or a gender, and it just doesn't fit what they were told when they grew up, what is acceptable to society or not. So they live with the shame. They keep it a secret. I moved 6,000 miles away at a young age from my little town in Switzerland to San Francisco because I didn't want to feel the shame that I experienced of being gay. But the thing is, you cannot outrun shame. You actually have to face it. You have to verbalize it. You have to take its power away because shame is against of who you are. And this is how you can verbalize it. This is how you can start that talk. First, you find someone that you can trust. You trust their authentic acceptance of you. That could be possibly a friend, possibly a sibling or a parent or a sex therapist. Then you come out with the shameful feelings that you experienced. You may have to investigate the cause of them so you can verbalize them and tell the truth about your discomfort with your sexuality. Once you hear yourself verbalizing the shame, you can feel how the pressure is dropping off your body. You can feel your shoulders dropping, and then you can take one deep breath, and then you will be rewarded with a sense of freedom and awareness that shame has left the building, or at least it had the head of it has left your body. You may have to practice having these talks about your shame. And it varies how often you need to do that, depending how deeply ingrained those shameful thoughts are in your brain. Once you're honest with your shame, then you will be able to talk with a parent or someone that you have not been able to come out to with what turns you on and what you're attracted to or whom you're attracted to. You will be able to step out of your secret and talk about it with honesty and with truthfulness. And every time you have one of these talks, you will add moments of peace that will become a memory in your body and will push the shame, the feelings of shame out of it. So the bottom line is that shame is like an illness that affects everyone somehow. But taking care of your sexual health means that you can actually heal that illness by talking about it. I understand sometimes one has to dive deep because we've been covering up shame for such a long time. In my case, I did not realize that I had, as a gay person, I had internalized homophobia because I was not dealing with my shame. And for me, that lasted for a few years. Now, once I became a parent of that and became aware of that, I found myself a therapist and I was able to talk about it, and I changed my perception about what is normal and what is natural to me and what is not, like with everything else that concerns my sexual health. So if you need a professional to talk to, please contact me. You don't have to do this alone. And I thank you for listening. I thank you for wanting to be honest. And I thank you for knowing now how to kick shame out of your body. You take care, and I'll see you next week.